of a weird topic. It's kind of a merging between predictions and wish list, because a lot of this I have no evidence to back up, but I have my reasons, and this is my channel, so I'm gonna do whatever I want. You are welcome to listen. We are all kind of up in the air right now as to if we are going to have an Apple keynote next month, at some point at the end, in the middle, at the beginning, I don't know, because there's definitely a lot of products that we did not see in that website refresh, and in my opinion, kind of the biggest website refresh we've ever had for Apple. So many changes without a single keynote. Now, I've said time and time again during my live streams that I don't think WWDC is meant to focus on hardware, so I don't think it makes sense to delay the release of the next generation iPad Pros and that Mini 5, whatever you want to call it. I feel like those products are going to take a lot of time to introduce, given it's rumored that we might even have the built-in fingerprint reader on that 10.5-inch edge-to-edge iPad. That's going to be the main star of whatever keynote it's in. And you know, the point of the Worldwide Developers Conference, that's meant to be all about the software. We got iOS, we got macOS, tvOS, watchOS. There's a lot to cover, and Worldwide Developers Conference is usually pretty packed full with stuff. There's not going to be much room for unveiling new iPads there. You know, they invite developers from all over the world. I don't think they want to invite all those developers over to say, hey, buy our new iPad. No. The iPad is for their customers. So my deep hope is that we can have a keynote in April. It doesn't have to be that long, but this is my ideal wish list / prediction. I'd like it to be held at the new Apple campus. They're scrambling as fast as they can to get this thing ready. More and more progress is getting done every day, but there's still a long way to go. And personally, I think the reason we didn't receive a keynote for the product red iPhone and the new 2017 iPad and all that was because they were trying to host some sort of keynote at the introduction of this new Apple campus. And I do believe that still is their goal, but they just figure a very large set amount of time of this next keynote is going to be reserved to talking about the new Apple headquarters, which for us consumers, it doesn't really make a difference, but Steve Jobs pitched this campus back when he was alive. This has been a long time dream for Apple, and I'm sure they're very proud of it. I mean, we still report on it, so obviously some people are interested in it. They're going to want to take some time in the next keynote to talk about how great it is, what it does for the community, and how it's so eco-friendly, and it was a long year after year process of getting this thing officially made. That's going to take up a fairly big part of the keynote, the next one. So my hope is that they can finish at least the Steve Jobs amphitheater there near the end of April. That way we can host our first Apple campus keynote there, and that's when they release their first product from their new headquarters, the new 10.5-inch iPad Pro, as well as the 12.9-inch iPad Pro 2 and the iPad Mini 5. That's what I hope they call it. And we have seen a brief change with the iPad market recently with the website update, but just with that really basic iPad, I truly believe Apple has far more in store ready for their iPad lineup. They've kind of stripped it clean right now. There's only 4 iPads available. Mini 4, 2017 iPad, and the 2 Pros, and that's it. It's fairly inconsistent given the 9.7-inch iPad Pro has a 5-megapixel front-facing camera, 12-megapixel rear-facing camera, flash, rose gold, True Tone display, and the 12.9-inch doesn't have any of that. So it's kind of a very weird mixed lineup of iPads. My hope is that at the end of April, we will have a more complete and very premium-looking iPad lineup with newly designed Apple Pencils and more diversity with the Smart Keyboard. Please, Apple, can you give us a bit more colors with that? I would gladly buy just a white Smart Keyboard. You see how your fans flip out when you release a red iPhone? Release more red stuff. Release a red Smart Keyboard. People would dig that. And as a little wish candy on top, I have no evidence of this happening and it probably won't. I would really love to see an update to the iPhone SE because everyone is dying for another one. I read your comments all the time. I see everyone saying, will there be an SE2? You guys want more than a storage bump? I hear you. There's no rumors or reports of this, I know, but wouldn't it be great to see that iPhone SE get the iPhone 7 take? Not a camera bulge. Don't misunderstand me. I don't want that. I just mean, what about a jet black option, a matte black option? Put in better processors. Removing the headphone jack because screw you. Now that you don't have that headphone jack in there, which is a pretty big hole in the iPhone 5's design, you can add a Taptic engine so we can have 3D touch on the SE. Put some water sealant in there so we get IP67, heck, if I'm wishing here, IP68 water resistance. Turn that earpiece into a loudspeaker so we have stereo speakers. You could make it cost more. It's just surprise us with something. All these keynotes have been happening, but it's been a while since we've heard Tim Cook say, but we have one more thing. Please, Apple, restore your surprise. I would not be interested in that new 4-inch iPhone, but I'd be really excited to see all you people who love that design finally be treated with some flagship features. So that's my ideal April keynote. Focus the first section of the keynote about the new Apple campus and how cool it is, all the things it can do and all the public access. Follow it up with lots and lots of iPad updates, the A10X chip, the edge-to-edge display, the built-in fingerprint reader, the iPad Mini 5, new smart keyboards, redesigned Apple Pencil, all of that, and then have one more thing with the redesigned iPhone SE that looks like a flagship iPhone, but it's only 4 inches. What a perfect keynote that would be. Also, release the iPhone SE see in product red, because Apple people flip out when you release red stuff. I don't know why, but they go crazy. I mean, I just waited outside the Apple store on opening day. No one else did that, but people love red. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.